Michelle and Julia are made to work as companions for a class project. Boycotting your partner and forcing your ideas is not the best way to demonstrate teamwork. If they do not want to be suspended, they must leave their rivalry aside and learn from one another. Teamwork might make you strong, but when it comes to Michelle and Julia, it's their worst nightmare. This story starts with the indie girls and the beautiful people, so here we go. The indie girls show off their designs in Mr. Grasso's class and get an A+. The beautiful people show off their designs in Mrs. Montclair's class and also get an A+. The students all go to a classroom for Mrs. Tilley's makeover class. The students tell a few legends about Mrs. Tilley and her class. Mrs. Tilley enters the class and starts pairing up students for a makeover project. When she pairs Michelle with Julia, Julia asks that she's not going to be partners with Michelle or her, whatever. Then when Michelle and Julia get to work on their model, they begin to argue, leading up to a horrible makeover job. Mrs. Tilley then fails both girls. Then Michelle asks that they both have a second chance. And Mrs. Tilley agrees and says if they fail again, she'll turn them into stone and give them Fs. After class in the cafeteria, Michelle complains about being partners with Julia. Michelle then goes over and talks to Julia about them having to work together. Julia agrees. Afterwards, Julia and Michelle do each other's makeup, and after another terrible makeup job, Michelle agrees to meet Julia in her dorm to work on their team. When Michelle meets up with Julia in her dorm, things go downhill. When Michelle meets up with Julia in her dorm, things go downhill. They begin to argue and exit Julia's room, only to find themselves embarrassed in front of the entire school. Finally, they are back in the classroom for the makeup test. Michelle and Julia both take turns putting makeup on Lisa and end up doing a fabulous job. Mrs. Tilley compliments their work and gives them both an A+, and they leave the classroom. Then, after showing off their legend of A+, Julia takes all the credit. And that's it.